Shalom. The exemplary sacrifice is obedience unto death. Father, let your Ruach speak. Remove me my thing or my own intellect, my desires, my will out of the way, because it is not my will but yours be done. Not my will, but your will be done. So, Yeshua, obedience unto sacrifice, obedience unto death, the exemplary sacrifice, obedience unto death, the exemplary sacrifice. It's tough. And the thing about it is, no matter where you're at, if you're drinking milk, if you're eating steaks, or if you're eating vegetables, or if you're just guzzling water, no matter where you're at, you're going to have to die to self. But it's okay. Because after every death is a crowning. After every step of obedience, there is a blessing. Then after that blessing, there's a testing with the blessing that you just got. Abraham was given a promise, given a blessing, given a promise of a blessing, but tested in his faith through that blessing. As a matter of fact, while he was waiting on that blessing, he got tested, and his trusting or his faith in the midst of waiting on his blessing was his testing, and that thing was accounted to his account as righteousness. His account was accredited in heaven as righteous. This we know. But then he got that blessing. He got his child. Even though he went through that thing, he kind of faltered a little bit through his wife, through his woman. That he kind of faltered in believing into the promise and believing to the test when she went ahead and took her will and said, hey, take my handmaid and we shall make this child ourselves come forth. And then once they went outside of what was promised, they gave birth to something that was not the promised seed. Gave birth to an Ishmael. Something that was not of him. Of her and him. Because it was promised that her and him. It was promised her and him. Abraham and Sarah. It was promised that her and him. Not him and another woman. What was promised, what was said from the mouth of Elohim was Abraham and Sarah. Her and him. Not him and another woman that he had authority over. Obedience unto death. But it's okay. It's okay. Because that promise still came, right? Isaac still came. The promise still came. And lovely, right? Got my boy. Got what was promised. I finally got what was promised after all the testing, all the sacrifices, and all the trust and the whole deal with Hagar and Ishmael. And that whole thing. After all of that, I got Isaac. What? Now you're going to test me again? I have to kill him? I get blessed. Then get tested. They get blessed. They get tested. They get blessed. They get tested. And all these times I'm getting tested with the blessing that I was given. Yeshua himself had the power to do whatever, right? We all know that. But then he had to submit that whole thing down and kill it. And he didn't want to do it. Yeshua himself did not want to do it. Because it is written that in the garden, in his fight, his contest against, he even shed blood. Sweated blood. How do you fathom sweating blood? Prayed and prayed and prayed, let this cup pass me. But 3 years earlier, he caught the blessing of the ministry that changed the whole course of mankind. But then got tested. Got the blessing. As a child, get the blessing, then the testing, get the blessing, then the testing, get the blessing, then the testing. And the whole time you're being tested with the blessing. But it's okay. It's okay. Hold on for a second. Reason why it's okay. Reason why it's okay. It's okay because it's in his name. You dig? His name is Yo, Hey, Fa, Hey. Yo, Hey, Fa, Hey. Now, the thing about that is this. The Yo, let's just look at it from the Hebrew pictograph element, right? So the Yod, the pictograph, now please Google this, whatever, right? So the pictograph is a picture of a right hand, the right hand of power, right? The right arm, the right hand. Now the thing about this Yod is the smallest letter out of the 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet. It's the smallest letter, okay? But yet, it's the right hand. It's the one that beholds the power. The ox is the symbol of power, but the right hand have the power. All right. So the ox is strong. The Aleph. The ox is strong. The right hand is the right hand of power. See, the right hand has the ability to create. See, it is the creative hand. The ox is the brute strength. The right hand has the ability to create, to form, to tear down, to build. The Yod. This is his name. We all seen this like everywhere, right? We know this is his name, so we gotta go over that. Only thing that the dispute is the pronunciation, but okay. He tests the hearts. He looks at the heart. The Hey. So you have the Yod, the Hey. Now the Hey, the pictograph of that is what? A man with his hands in the air. All right. And it is the Hey is to look, to breathe, to reveal, revelation, right? Yo, Hey, and then the Vav. The Vav, which is the pictograph of that, is a nail or a hook to keep secure or to bind, right? Yeshua was put on the stake, and he had the Vavs through his hand. He had Vavs through his hand. So when Thomas was like, let me see his hand, and then he showed him the hand with the hole in it where the Vav was. Okay? So, Yo, Hey, Vav, Hey. He is the right hand of power that brings revelation. And what does that revelation bring? Nail of death. And what does the nail of death bring? Revelation. It's in his name. Yahweh is the right hand of power that brings the revelation of the nail of death that brings the revelation. It's in his name. So this thing that we go through when he moving in our life with his hand and we know it, and then we get this powerful revelation, we get this blessing. He was like, whoa, look what y'all done showed me. Look what he done taught me. Look what he done gave me. And you know what? Next thing that happens, you gotta die. You gotta die. You get a stake right through you. As long as you handle that part right, that stake being put right to you, you get more revelation. And then you know what happens? His hand does some more revelation on the next level. And then you realize again that you gotta die. He's gonna bring death in your life somehow. Not like someone dying, but death to your flesh in some way, to your emotions, to your desires. And if you pass that test, you get more revelation. And once you at this place right here, what happens again? His right hand will bring more revelation to death. But these are all, when we keep going through these things, these are all crowns. Yeshua went, baptized, dove came down, spirit on him, go to the ministry, 3 years, we know this. Then what happens is he has to die. But then after he died, he get what? Crown King of Kings. King David, the right hand, which was the prophet at the time, right? The right hand came down, found him. The little boy anointed him, but he wasn't actually made the king. So the right hand came, revealed to him, put the anointing on him, made him king. But in order he got the actual kingship, he had to die a bunch. We all know the things he went through before he actually sat on the throne. He was anointed king, but he wasn't put on that throne for years and years later of death to self. So go through the process. Get crowned. Take them losses. Take that death. But look, in the midst of the death, on one side of Revelation, other side of Revelation, there's blessings all through there. But there's death up in there too. And that is the way. Why? Because that is his name. Yahweh. Shalom. 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 Hallelujah.